yourself to the people.
I'm DJ Pocket. I guess one half of Count Bass D and DJ Pocket. You know, the In the Loop series. Producer from Baltimore, Maryland, holding down the ATL right now. You know, just a humble dude, man. Happy to be able to sit back and make some good music. That's about it.
Y'all have the new release out right now, In the Loop Part 2.
Yes.
You speak to people about the sound of the project, you know, the inspiration behind the project.
I guess the inspiration came from the first part. You know, we dropped one last year on Christmas. My man Bass D decided to move down to the A, and he reached out to me like, you know, look, it's time to get it in. You know, we've been meaning to do stuff together for a long time. You know, he's been on his grind since 92, 93. And we always been friends since then, but we never did music together. You know, I did a few things for him here and there, like some engineering stuff with Dwight Spitz, some mastering and that sort of thing. But we actually never just collaborated a whole lot on a project, anything. Bass D came down, he said, like, let's put an album together. And we just banged it out in probably a week or two. We came up with the concept of In the Loop, which is basically, for a lot of people might not know, it's just loops. You know, we just took a bunch of loops and we rocked over them, you know what I'm saying? And then we said we was gonna do another one for, the following year. But we went ahead and did part 2, and you know, I stepped my game up a little bit on the rhyme tip, and we just went in and had fun again, man. We just had fun doing it, man. That's all. We don't think too much about it, you know.
Yeah. As far as how I became familiar with you, am I correct in the fact that you did Make a Buck?
Yeah.
Swig more, here you go, a big pour guzzle. Put a plan together like a jigsaw puzzle. Okay, here goes the big score huddle. The fuzzle never know what hit him with the muzzle muffled.
The way that came about was I was working on my first compilation album that I ever did called DJ Pocket, My Claim to Fame. And I got Count on the joint for Make a Buck. And this when he just first started fucking with Doom. He might have been fucking with him for a minute or whatever. And Count wasn't living here at the time. He came into town and he introduced me to Doom. We went over to his crib and got schooled, you know what I'm saying, on the game. And that's a real dude right there. Shout out to Doom, man, wherever he is nowadays, man. But, you know, he gave us so many jewels, but he heard the track and he liked it. He was like, yo, let me hop on it. And I was like, shit, all right. So that was initially intended for my album, but then Doom was like, yo, let's put it on Dwight Spitz. And they was doing business. He helped them get the High Times release and that sort of thing. And, you know, one thing led to another, and I had the credit.
Now, how did you get involved with making music?
With making music, okay. Actually, I started out as a DJ, and I ain't gonna say when, but I started out DJing back in the day. You know, I ain't one of these '80s babies.
Yeah.
Started out DJing. I went to school for engineering at Middle Tennessee State University, and I was taking the classes for engineering, so that was the path I wanted to take. I loved going to the studio with the rap groups I had back in the day. And I started learning how to work the boards and that sort of thing. So I said, I'm gonna go to school for this, start my own studio. Back in about '96, while I was engineering some sessions at school, this cat named Chris Kane, what up, shout out to my man Chris Kane. He came through to the studio and had a drum machine. He was laying down a beat, you know what I'm saying, for one of the artists or whatever. Me and him built a relationship, and I'm like, yo, what's all that? You know, show me how to work that. He showed me how to work the drum machine. And I was hooked ever since. He was like, yo, here, you can hold that for about a week. He actually left it with me for about 3 months. And after that, I copped the MP. It was a wrap. I was hooked, and I just started making beats back then. You know, once I learned that, it was a wrap. And that's when Make a Buck came about.
Yeah. These are names that's popping up that are common. Count Bass D, Flux, H2O. How did the activity, well, it's been dubbed the Activity Crew because y'all speak about activity. Y'all showing proof because it's 3 releases last year?
Last year, all right, what did we put out last year? Well, In the Loop came on Christmas, so I still count it though. We had Huntsville Jackson, Activity. So yeah, you can say it's 3, but I think we dropped Stay in Your Lane too. The one.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, exactly.
So that was out there too.
What is your guys' outlook on being prolific with it also being quality? Like from your perspective, how are you guys able to make so much stuff, so much good stuff?
Well, I think the first thing is that we've been doing it so long that it's kind of natural to us to just make music and to make music on a certain level. We all have quality control, and none of our egos are too big to where if they be like, yo, do this or do that, change this, let me add this kick or change that bass line or whatever. Everybody's like, cool, whatever's gonna make it hot, let's do it and keep it moving. And we keep it moving. We don't stop and think about stuff too long. If it takes too long, if it's too forced, we just scrap it and move on to the next thing. So that's why we're able to just keep putting out so much product, and we stay in the lab. I mean, you gotta stay in the lab to make it happen. On the activity app, we had the joint with J. Rawls, J Live, everybody. That joint, everybody was in the studio together. They all, it wasn't no send the Pro Tools files type of deal. We don't really do that too much. We try not to. You know, it's been done, but for the most part, I mean, when that song was recorded, everybody was here. Eddie Meeks, J Live, J. Rawls, Lil Psy, John Robinson, excuse me. Everybody was here in the spot, you know. So that's another reason why we're able to create that vibe, because we like to have that unity together, have everybody together, energy feeding off each other. Everybody wrote their verses together, you know. So it just makes for a more cohesive song and project, I believe.
Your company is Serious Knock Entertainment. You know, when we see the videos, we see Serious Knock Entertainment with the ill logo, like right at the beginning. You know what I'm saying? We can see it on the releases.
That's my man Tone, CairoInc.com. I'm sorry, I had to plug him real quick.
Oh, shout out to him. He's ill. So please tell the folks about Serious Knock.
I felt like all the artists around me that I was dealing with for a long time, we never just had a home base, and everybody was trying to get a deal and do the demo thing or whatever, you know what I'm saying, and try to push themselves to be heard by other people so other people will sign them and validate them. I wanted to make a stable to where we validate ourselves. We don't need everybody else, and then we put the music out ourselves and start building our business ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Especially with the age of the internet and the direction things are going, there's no need for us to sit back and wait for somebody to tell us that we dope. We just need to put the music out there ourselves. And that's how Serious Knock Entertainment started.
People who do want to interact, you know, where can they contact you?
Well, check out the website, SeriousKnockENT.com. We always blogging and putting stuff up there so y'all can kind of get to know us and learn our personalities or whatever. But you can email me, djpocket@gmail.com. I'm on Twitter, /DJ Pocket. I'm on Facebook. You can look up DJ Pocket. Just holler at me, man. I'm a regular dude. You know, I'm not on no BS, man. I ain't got my head up my ass. I'm a cool cat. I like to meet people. Let's get some money, man.
Yeah. What other projects are in the works that you can tell people about?
Black Folk Inc. and Circa 94 Beats. I'm not sure if y'all familiar with them. They are putting out a series of projects under the Circa 94 Beats, I guess, kind of like label, but it's like their crew. Like we the activity crew, they got Circa 94 Beats. Also, I got my solo project. We did 5-6 albums in the past year and a half, and cats like, yo, what up with a solo album? And I'm like, alright.
Yeah.
I'm getting started on it, man. I started banging out some beats for it. I said I'm not gonna use no tracks that I already had. I'm gonna just keep moving forward because I've been in a real good space production wise lately. So I'm just trying to decide if I'm gonna carry the album myself or if I want to bring features in on it, because it's my first time, you know what I'm saying? And production is gonna be in there. The production is gonna be thorough. I'm gonna make sure of that. Count has some projects coming out too that he's turned in. We're just really waiting on release dates for those. So I'm excited about those. He got an album called In Character that I mastered. I think that's being released through Japan. That album right there, talking about an album coming from the heart again, man. I mean, this whole album, this cat go in on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm excited about that. I think that's going to do real good for him. I hope I'm not letting the cat out the bag, but H2O got a solo album out. You need to turn it in, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm releasing it or he's going to release it himself or however it's going to be released. The world needs to hear it. I'm about to put out a series of instrumental albums too. You might end up finding Make a Buck instrumental, or, you know, something from off the Activity album instrumental, or something off the first DJ Pocket album that had a couple of severe bangers on there. So I'm calling that Analog to Digital series. It's gonna be called Analog to Digital.
Thank you very much for speaking with Culture King. Definitely much appreciated.
Zigga Zigga Jam Master J, cause I'm number 1, 2 Unity now community, how we stay organized. It's no surprise we rise, get the prize and thighs, realize we're bonded. Insurance you pay for,